Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Sumukascha Yekadantascha Kapilo Gajakarnakaha Lambodharascha Vikato Vigna Rajo Vinayakaha Dhumaketurganadhyakshaha Palachandro Gajananaha Vakratundaha Supakarno Herambaha Skandapurvajaha Utlam Vishnum Sasivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavaganam Bhyayet Sarva Vignoparantaye Yasyadvarada Vakrajna Parishadhya Parasvatam Vignam Vignanti Satatam Vishwaksenam Tamasvaye Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheswaraha Guru Sakshat Swaram Brahma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Satchidananda Rupaya Krishnaya Akrishtakarine Namo Vedanta Vedhyaya Gurave Buddhi Sakshine Krishnadvaipaya Namvyasam Sarvabhuta Hiteratam Vedabjabhaskaram Vande Samadhi Nilayam Munim Janmadhyasya yataha anvayat itaratascha arteshu abhignasvarat Tene Brahma Hudayaka Adikavaye Mukhyanti Yat Surayah Tejovari Mudam Yatha Vinimayo Yatratri Sargo Mrisha Dhamna Sena Sada Nirasta Kuhakam Satyam Param Dhimahi Dharmahat Pochidakaitavotra Paramo Nirmat Saranam Satam Vedhyam Vastavam Atra Vastu Sivadam Tapatrayo Mulanam Srmad Bhagavate Mahamuni Kimva Paririshwaraha Sadhyo Hudi Amarudhyate Atra Krutimihi Sutrushuvihi Tatshanate Nigama Kalpataror Galikam Phalam Sukumukat Amrita Dravasam Yutam Vibata Bhagavatam Rasamalayam Mugaraho Rasikaha Bhuvi Bhavukaha Narayanam Namaskritya Naranchaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet. Now with Bhagavan's grace, let us continue from where we left off yesterday. We came up to Slokam number 71 in Adhyayam 26, Skandam number 3. Bhagavan has, in order to satisfy the quest to know, because he has given us buddhi. Buddhi is a gift from Bhagavan. And one of the characteristics of buddhi is the quest to know. And where is that quest to know? Why is it that we always want to know something? What is this thing called learning, right, that we have, right? We want to know how a certain thing works. We want to know whatever various subjects that we study, whatever it may be. There is a quest to know. And that quest to know is an aspect of the Chaitanyam, Chaityaha, as we saw in the Slokam. The Bhagavan is Sat Chit Anandam. Sat Chit Anandam. That means truth, thing that does not change in any passage of time, but it's simply Chit, the omniscience, knowledge itself, from which all knowledges come from, Anandam, right? And Bhagavan is bliss. That is why we have the same aspect, Satchit Anandam is present within us. Along with that, we have Rupam and Namam. That is where the problem comes in. Rupam is temporary, and Namam also limits the limitless. Whatever Namam that I use, it only limits the limitless. Therefore, that's why we suffer. But the Satchitanandam is very much present in us. And that we know from personal experience. We can relate to it because we all want to be true. Truth only is something we are comfortable with. When I lie, something pricks, isn't it? Why? Because that's not my nature. And Chit, the quest to know, is an aspect of that, the Chit aspect of Bhagavan that is present in us. And Anandam, we all seek happiness only. That is an aspect of the Anandam that is present in us. That is our natural state. Chit is our natural state. So, the quest to know, the buddhi wants to understand, not to know. Knowing comes only from the heart. But the understanding, the quest to understand, in order to satisfy that, Bhagavan, the Divine Master, the most compassionate teacher there is, who never gives up even with the highest and the most dense dullards like me, he does not give up. He continues to teach so patiently and so lovingly. And the same lesson he repeats and repeats and repeats in our lives, isn't it? How compassionate he can be. That Bhagavan, to satisfy the quest to know, has given us an inkling onto the 24 aspects that have gone into creation, and the 25th Mahat Tattvam, and the Prakriti, the Gunangal, and Kalam, total of 28. Okay? But these are aspects of creation, not the creator. None of these by itself can make the cosmos function. None of this. We have all the 28 elements, aspects in each one of us right now as I speak. But none of them, or even all of them combined, cannot make me function. Very simple. Taken on a personal basis, my own body or mind, even though it has all the 28 elements in it, aspects of creation, it cannot function. Neither can your body be. Same way, the cosmic body of Bhagavan, with all the 28 aspects of creation, still could not function. And that functioning took place as given in Slokam number 70. Chittena Hridayam Chaityaha Kshetrajna Pravisati Yada Virat Tadayeva Purushaha Salilat Udatishtata. Only when the Chaityaha Kshetrajna Chittena Hridayam Pravisat. Chittena. Chit is on one aspect of creation. But the chit, the thought process is always focused on external world, because mind follows the senses to the outside world. The moment I turn inward, look for the Hridayam, then immediately Bhagavan manifests. Pravisat does not mean he enters. He is already present. But he manifests. Yada, when the Chittena, along with the thought process, then the thought, along with the thought, the Chaityaha, the quest to know, so to speak, the Hridayam, it looks at the Hridayam, the seat of love, seat of prema. Then Kshetrajna, Tada Kshetrajna Pravisat. Then the Kshetrajna manifests himself right in our Hridayam. Even today, this moment, it happens to you and me if we do this. Virat, Tada, at that time, then Virat eva Purushaha Salilat Udatishtata. Tada, Virat eva Udatishtata. Then the creation process, not the creator. Creator is the Kshetrajna. The creation process, the Virat Purusha, the cosmic creation, then that also wakes up, becomes active. Purusha Salilat. See, the lying on the ocean of love, the cosmic, I create my creation, my world. My world is created by me, because Kshetrajna is manifesting within me. And that creation takes place. Salilat on the ocean of love. But I'm selfish, I don't look to that, therefore I could get into all other problems. That is different. Now, this is the slokam. Now, 71, Yata prasuptam purusham prana indriya manodhyaha prabhavanti vina yena na uttapayutum ojasa. The mrityu, number 71, sorry. Yada, in which way? Now, the slokam 70, people may not immediately understand what does this mean, but relate it to it personally. Because this whole Bhagavatam is not a book, it's not a slokam, it's not thousands and thousands of slokangal divided into adhyayam and skandham and all that. No, it is a personal connection. It talks about the personal umbilical cord, so to speak, the connection, the inseparable connection between me and Bhagavan. Each one of us, the Srmad Bhagavatam is nothing but that. It is not a storybook, but it is the limitless, ever-present, indestructible relationship of myself with Bhagavan. So that is all Bhagavatam is all about. So I must relate everything that I hear in Bhagavatam to my person, to me. You should do the same thing. Then you will enjoy the sweetness, its nectar, personally. And then you cannot share it with anybody. But you know it is there. That is the intimacy of Bhagavan, the closest person to us. Okay? So please look at it that way. So to explain 70, then you look at, how is it possible? We look at cosmic universe and all. No, there's no cosmos. It's all in my mind. Seriously, the universe, whatever you say is all in your mind only. There's nothing out there. Okay, that's the truth. But mind weaves so much. I believe in what the creation of my own mind more better than my truth itself. To realize the truth, we have to go to Slokam 72. But 71 first explains this in person, in a personal basis. Hey, listen, when you go to sleep, what happens to you? Yada, in which way? Pranendriya manodhyaha, the pranan, indriyangal, manas, buddhi, all these, yena vina means without. Yena, without whom? Without the Kshetrajna. Then prasubdham purusham. The prasubdham means sleeping. Purusha, the person, in this case myself, I'm sleeping. But my pranan, indriyangal, manas, buddhi, etc. do not have purusham ojasa uttapayitum na prabhavanti. They don't have the strength. Ojas means strength. Balam. Okay? And they don't have the power to uttapayitum, to wake me up. And na prabhavanti, they do not have that power. So how do I get up when I go to sleep? Simple. You think about it. What is it that makes me get up and continue to act? That is that Kshetrajna. When my time comes and I do not get up at all from bed, that means the function of this body is over. Kshetrajna has discarded this body. You understand? So same way the cosmic body requires Kshetrajna. Now, Kshetrajna is present everywhere. In everything, he is present in Vayu, present in Agni, he is present in eyes, he is present in nostrils, present in abdomen, everything, in hunger, in thirst. But Chittam, the thought, the thinking process is not focused on him. That is why Chittena, Yada Chittena Hridayam, when along with the mind goes to Hridayam, to the seat of love, that point, Chaityaha, the presiding deity of the thought process, that is Kshetrajna, he manifests Pradisat, he manifests himself. Okay? So like the way I get up from sleep. Now, Kshetra, Kshetram, Kshetraha, Kshetrajna. There are two words very important to understand, and this is what the whole Sankhya Yogam that Kapila Bhagavan is teaching per Devahuti's prayer request. Okay. Now, to understand what on earth is the Kshetram and Kshetrajna, right? For that, Bhagavan himself has taught us again and again and again and again in different places. So let us look at Bhagavad Gita in Adhyayam number 13, and which is called Kshetra, Kshetrajna, Vibhaga, Yoga. Yoga means merging, becoming one with. But how is that oneness achieved? Kshetra, Kshetrajna, Vibhaga. Vibhaga means the differentiation. Through the differentiation, the different appearances and experiences between Kshetra and Kshetrajna, I merge with Bhagavan. I become one with my own Atma, the Atma that is present everywhere. There are different ways. Each adhyayam is a yoga. Okay, this is through that experiencing and knowing the differences and harmonizing the differences into oneness. Okay. The first slokam in your book could be, it doesn't appear in all Bhagavad Gita books. Prakritam Arjuna Uvacha, Arjuna says, this is after hearing the teaching of Bhagavan about Bhakti Yogam. It's beautiful, the last slokam in Bhakti Yogam, if you read, it says, Dharmiya Amrutam, this Amrutam, which is the Dharma itself, which is Karma Palatyagam, okay? And that you practice it, then you come to me. That's what he says. But then he asks the question, Prakritam Purushanchaiva Kshetram Kshetrajnam Evacha Etat Veditum Ichchami Jnanam Yeyacha Kesava. A Kesava means, Kesava is when Arjuna addresses Krishna as Kesava the very first time in Bhagavad Gita, it comes somewhere at the beginning. And Bhagavan smiled, it seems. Krishna smiled, very good, this person knows. But because Kesava means it is the Brahma, Vishnu, and the Shiva all combined. That means it denotes the entity that the master of creation, protection, as well as dissolution. Okay, that's quickly speaking, that's the meaning of Kesava. So he says, Prakritam Purushan Chaiva, Kshetram Kshetrajnam, Jnanam Nyeyancha. Yetat Veditum Ichchami. Yetat, all these. Veditum, to know. Ichchami, I desire. I want to know these things. What things? What is Prakriti? What is Purusha? First question. What is Kshetram? What is Kshetrajna? Then what is Jnanam? Jnanam means knowledge. Nyeyaha means knower. Okay, so what is it? This I say I want to know. Okay, so he says. Okay, now then Swami says, Sri Bhagavan Uvacha, Idam Sariram Kaunteya Kshetram iti abhidhiyate, Yetadyo veti tam praguhu, Kshetrajnaha iti tat vidaha. People who know, tat vidaha, that, vidaha, people who know, praguhu, they say. This is the beauty. People who know about Kshetra and Kshetra. Kshetra is normally translated in English as field, the knower of the field and the field. And these all could be confusing terms, but look at it simply this way. Kshetram simply means embodiments. All embodiments in the world, including a speck of dust. Everything is jiva in it. The sarvam sajivam. These are the two truths that as stated by Bhagavan himself. Okay, so you take it as given and then shape my understanding and approach, okay, and practice and sadhana on that basis. Bhagavan himself has said this. Sarvam Sajivam is spoken by Bhagavan directly. Okay, now when that's the case of a hill, a mountain, or a snake, or a speck of dust, or a leaf, or a blade of grass, everything is as much a Kshetram as I am, this human body is. So it's an embodiment. Okay. Now, Why is it called Kshetra? Kshetra means, generally it denotes a plowing field, where you grow crops and all that, like we say vayal in Tamil. Agricultural land, so to speak. Now, what happens in agriculture? How do you grow it? Here, the reason it is given that name, because this is where all the karmas or the seed and the plant grows from there, right? That is the reason Kshetra, the word Kshetra is used. Okay. Now, here Bhagavan Vacha, he says, Kaunteya, Arjuna, Kunti's son, Kaunteya means Kunti's son, Arjuna, Idam Sariram Kshetram iti abhidhiyate. This Sariram, this body, Sariram, embodiment, Kshetram iti, it is Kshetram iti abhidhiyate, it is called Kshetram. He said, this body is called Kshetram. When I say this body, when I talk about myself, instead of saying my body, if I say this body, automatically I separated myself from this body, because aham, I is different from all the bodies. Okay, very important to understand. So idam sariram, this body, or this embodiment, Kshetram iti abhideyate. It is called Kshetram. Yaha yetat veti. Yaha who yetat this veti knows, one who knows this, tam him Kshetrajnaha iti. He is Kshetrajnan iti, thus Satvidaha Prahu. Those people who know that, they say, that means Kshetrajnaha is the knower in each of the body. And and the people who know, who have realized them, they say, this is Kshetrajna and this is Kshetram. And then further detail Bhagavan is going to explain. And fundamentally, Kshetram is very temporary, transient. Okay, Kshetrajna is constant, eternal, does not change. Okay, please remember that. What we call very easily our conscience. Your conscience and my conscience is one and the same. Okay, conscience never changes. Regardless, my body may change, time may come and go, but conscience is constant. Remember that. That's one way of looking at it. Okay. Now, Slokam number 2, Kshetrajnam cha api mam vidhi sarva kshetreshu bharata. Kshetrajnyoho jnanam yat tat jnanam matam mama. Very important call. And this is what in Slokam 72 also, Kapila Bhagavan in Srmad Bhagavatam is going to talk about. But we will cover this so that we can understand that part in Srmad Bhagavatam. Kshetrajnam cha api mam vidhi sarva kshetreshu bharata. Here Bharata, sarva kshetreshu, in all embodiments, in all bodies. Mam, myself only. Kshetrajnam cha api, mam, myself only, as the Kshetrajnan, as a Jivan, okay, vidhi, knows this. I am the Kshetrajna in all Kshetras. I am the indweller and the knower of all the bodies, the embodiments present in this cosmic universe. The embodiment includes invisible bodies like thoughts, like feelings, like imaginations, okay, like even the minutest, even subatomic particles. See, whatever you say, not only gross, but the invisible bodies also. Kshetra, all those, I am the Kshetrajna. I am the one who knows. I am the one who knows about all these. Understand this, know this. Kshetrajnyoho jnanam, the knowledge that the knowledge that gives the knowledge about Kshetram and Kshetrajna, yet whatever that knowledge is, that knowledge only Jnanam is a true knowledge. Is a mama matam. This is my opinion. My opinion is, so Kshetrajna is the knower of the indweller, the knower of all the bodies present in cosmos. And what the knowledge about the various bodies and also the knower of the various bodies, whatever that knowledge is, that is the true knowledge. This is my opinion. Number 3. Yat Kshetram Yat Cha Yadhrukcha Yat Vigari Yataha Cha Yat Saha Cha Yaha Yat Prabhavascha Tat Samasena Me Sunu. Now, obviously, you're putting yourself in Arjuna's position. Swami, fine, you told me, but, it's not clear to me. Please, that's a question I have. Bhagavan answers that here. Tat Kshetram Yat Cha Yadhrukcha Yat Vikari Yat Yataha Cha Yat Saha Cha Yaha Yat Prabhavaha Cha Tat Samasena Me Srunu. Tat Kshetram, that body, Kshetram. Yat Cha, what is it? What is it, Kshetram? Yadhrukcha, what type is it? Okay, what are its lakshanangal, adyalangal, characteristics? So Yadhrukcha, yet Vikari, what different ways a variety of ways it appears, the differentiations among the Kshetrangal. Yataha cha yat, from which it has appeared, all these Kshetrangal. So, Tat Kshetram Yat Cha. What is the Kshetram? Yadhrukcha, what type it is, what are the various characteristics and lakshanangal of the Kshetram? Yet Vikari, what are the various ways it appears and changes it undergoes? Yataha Cha Yat, from which it has come. Saha Cha, that Kshetrajna, Yaha, who is he? Who is the Kshetrajna from whom all these have come? And who is he? Yaha. Yaha Saha Cha, who is that Kshetrajna? Yet Prabhavaha Cha. And what is his Prabhavam? Bhagavan Prabhavam is what? What is it? Tat, all those, Samasena, briefly, Me Srunu, listen from me, hear from me. I'm going to tell you very briefly. So I will tell you very briefly what is this Kshetram, what is it meant by this, what are its characteristics, and what are the changes it undergoes, and from where it has come. From where it has come, that Kshetrajna, what is its Prabhavam? Right? And so all those, I will tell you very briefly here from me. Is Slokam number 3. Slokam number 4. Rishibhihi Bahuda Geetam Chandobhihi Vividhaihi Prutak Brahma Sutra Padaihi Cha Yeva Hetu Madhihi Virnischitaihi Vinischitaihi Hetu Madhihi Viनिश्चितैहि ऋषिभिः बहुधा गीतं छन्दोभिः विविधैः पृथक् ब्रह्मसूत्र पदैः च एव हेतुमद्भिः विनिश्चितैः ऋषिभिः बहुधा गीतम्. The rishis have sung about it. About what? About the Kshetrajna. Right? The Buddha in different ways. They have sung of, they praised it. And this truth, the Chandobhihi, Vividaihi Prutak, the Vedangal also, Chandobhihi Vedangal, Vividaihi in different ways, Prutak, and in different ways, and separately also, the Vedangal also have praised and sung about it. Okay, Geetam. Nischitaihi means ascertaining with certainty, no doubt, 100% certainty. Nischitaihi hetumadbihi, with the various reasons associated with it. We call it as karma, etc., right? With the hetumadbihi, hetu means reason, the cause. Okay, hetumadbihi, with the various reasons, causes. Brahma Sutra Padaihi. Brahma Sutra Padaihi. Padaihi means words, like we say Padartham, right? Brahma Sutra, what do the words do in the Vedan world? They all point to, direct to, right? They show this Parabrahmam, this Kshetrajna. So, Brahma Sutraihi Padaihi, with the various words, with the Padangal, they all point to this. That eva, those also have Vividaihi Geetam. So the Saha eva, this Kshetrajna, has been sung by the various rishis in different ways. They worshipped it. The Vedas also, in different various ways, they talk about it, in so many different individual ways they talk about it. Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, Brahma, like that they say, right? Not only that, the Brahma Sutra Padehi, along with this, all these words that the Rishis speak about, the Vedas speak about, they all point to this entity. Brahma Sutra Padehi cha eva, only this they point to. Rishibhihi Bahudha Geetam Chandobhihi Vividaihi Prutak Brahma Sutra Padaihi cha eva Hetu Madbihi Nischitaihi. Now with Bhagavan's grace we will continue and take up Slokam from 5 onwards in the next session. We'll go through this particular adhyayam in Gita, Bhagavad Gita, to understand Kshetram and Kshetrajna. We will also say the same 28 components of creation, they all will come here. Then, the second part of this Adhyayam Gita will talk about how to focus on the Kshetrajna, which is the whole idea, yoga is. And that is what Kapila Bhagavan also speaks about in Slokam 72 in Adhyayam 26, Skandam 3 in Srmad Bhagavatam. So at that point, we will revert to Srmad Bhagavatam, take the Slokam, come back, and then go through the remaining part of this particular Adhyayam 13. Hopefully, with that, with Swami's grace, we will begin to understand and get a glimpse of what Bhagavan's teachings are. Om Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha Harihi Om Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu Om Santik 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 Harihi Om.